Today, September 15th, it's a tax deadline. This is the year where tax season never ends, right? We have so many things going on. Well, one of the things that's going on is that I had an article published today, and it talks about building an inclusive community. I remember working at a smaller CPA firm where I didn't really feel welcome by the group that I worked with. I did network with other people, and I learned a lot from the other people that worked in the office, but my particular group wasn't very welcoming. And that's okay, because I was there trying to get my experience and get my license. I luckily moved away and went to a larger firm where I was part of a group that had better camaraderie. Anyway, back to the story about what happened with me and my manager regarding a tax assignment she gave me. She assumed that because I used to work at the IRS that I was the tax guru. Even when you're the expert, you are never the guru, right? You're always learning. Well, in my case, when I was working with her, she did not enjoy training people. She loved to chit chat, but she never liked to sit down and train people. She was not the mentoring type of person, and she just would dump the work and go away. And that was okay. But she gave me a project that was very complicated and didn't explain to me all the moving parts, didn't give me all the information I needed. And I tried and tried and tried to meet with her, and she said she was too busy, not to bother her, and I did my best. I tried to come in early so that I can actually do the project, read all the instructions on my own, and she got upset and said I was making her look bad because I came in early and other people saw me coming early, and I was making it look like she was overworking me. So I did my best. I gave it in. I prayed about it. She came back and said, "What the heck did you do?" I've never done work of this quality, by the way. So I knew that the work was not great. And I knew she was going to say something, but she said that she was going to redo it. And that, why didn't I come to her? And I let her know. On this date, I emailed you and I asked you if you could meet with me, and you said you were too busy not to bother you. I called you. I tried it all. All this to say that bad experience of not being able to speak with her, it really was one of the decisions of, it weighed on my decision to leave the firm, because I felt that it's okay if she didn't want to mentor me. I could find someone else to mentor me. But she wasn't even training me, and that was part of her job. So she was really disinterested in me and investing in me. And that made me feel as though I needed to go somewhere else where someone would actually take the time to actually help me build my skills in my career. And I'm lucky that I found a great team to move to, and that I was able to gain a lot of experience. But I would say that companies need to do a better job at seeing why it is that some people are not able to retain employees, right? Because a lot of companies put people in management that are not leaders, who are not interested in people, who are not seeing that their success is aligned with the success of the people on their team. And you want to make sure that people understand that that is part of their job, and that they need to do it in their capacity, in their style, but they still need to do it. It is unacceptable for a manager to decide they don't want to train a staff member. Obviously, the staff member can't just bust into their office and just interrupt them every 5 minutes, but there has to be a way where people understand what it is that they are required to do to build their teams. All that to say that I would have stayed at that firm for another 2 years if I had had people train me within my own team. Because all I was there to do was to be a sponge, to learn, to get my license, to make a difference in my career and have it be an impact to the people that I served. But I didn't feel comfortable working there. I didn't feel welcome working there. And it had nothing to do with the firm. There are many people that I know who have worked there for years and decades, and they are happy because despite all the work they have to do, despite all the long hours, they have support. So if you're trying to retain people, right, you can pay for all their memberships, for all the professional organizations they want to be part of. You can give them birthday gifts, you can give them the world. But if you can't give them a manager who gives them 5 minutes to explain a project, you've lost that person. So if you work in HR, I suggest that you truly take the time to not just be filling roles and filling quotas, right? I suggest you take the time and you train your managers and let them know that it is their job to train their staff. It is their job to make sure people are on the same page with them when they're delegating work. It is their job to treat all staff members with respect. This same manager that I mentioned, when an intern came to join, suddenly she had all the time in the world to train this person, all the patience in the world. So I don't want to throw the race card in this, but I know that she felt she had more in common with this intern, that they had a similar background. So guess what, right? So be careful. Be careful and make sure that people understand they are not paid at a company to make friends. They are paid to do their job. So it's great if you went to the same country club school as someone else, or if you went to the same high school as someone else, or you went to the same college as someone else, but you have to still make the environment inclusive for everyone. Easier said than done. We're all human beings. We will all gravitate to people who are similar to us in any way, and that is fine. But leadership requires that you serve all. That's all I have to say. Read my article. Take care.